I see the red lights on.
Yay.
Hey, everybody. Here's what you need to know about GBASO 10.0. It's coming, and it's coming fast.
All right, so.
Yes, I'm Brian Schroeder. I am the Executive Director of Green Bay Action Sports Organization, also known as GBASO. I am also the father of 3 young boys, twin 11-year-olds and an 8-year-old, and husband to an awesome former school teacher, now tech integrator, Mandy Schroeder. A lot of my inspiration came directly from my family with GBASO. Seeing my twins early on learn how to skateboard and watching their ability to function through fearful situations and how their confidence built through skateboarding and through achieving these. Gosh, it's like every time you achieve something in skateboarding, it gives you kind of a boost and a bit of confidence in that direction. So back in 2012, I was in a position where my wife taught across the street from the local skate park, and I was there a lot with my family and kind of recognized in that community because my wife taught across the street and because my kids were kind of recognizable and good skateboarders. I was already helping kids learn to drop in at the skate park. I think we did a skate club as well. But noticing this huge community and just the lack of access to the sport. We have outdoor skate parks scattered about here and there, but there's only 2 other indoor skate parks in the whole state, and both of those are in Milwaukee. So from that standpoint, looking at that picture as a whole, I saw myself as the person who was going to bring an indoor facility to Green Bay. Now at that point, I had no idea what or how that process looked. I was only just starting my research. Through that process, I was networking with other folks who had worked on community projects building skate parks, both with municipalities outdoor and a few that did indoor, which led me to an afternoon down in Appleton with a woman named Kiwi Bremhorst, who was instrumental in the 9-year process that it took Appleton to get their outdoor skate park. Coincidentally, her son had attended Lake Owen Camp for 16 years. And my sons were just about at the age where they were able to go to the camp. I think they had to be 7 or 8 to be able to go. So our conversation meandered through what it looked like to go to council meetings and to do the planning, but ended on a note where she had informed me that the Lake Owen camp had been sold and would no longer be in operation. So 2012 was their last year of a 27-year operation, housing gymnastics and cheer programs, as well as BMX and skateboarding and inline skates throughout the 90s. Just thousands of kids who'd been through the camp. After I left that meeting, I knew in my head, or I had an idea in my head, that I knew where our park was going to come from. She had left me with one of the director's phone numbers from the camp. On the way home, I called twice, left 2 voicemails, and I heard back a week later. This was December of 2012, if you want a timeline. Basically, their response back to me was that they wouldn't know any information until April of the following year. So in January of 2013, I got impatient, and I decided to reach out to the realtor that sold the property, and he put me in connection with the new owners. And late January, I drove up to Lake Owen Camp for the first time, toured the facility with the owners and the new owners, and basically on a handshake and a hug, she agreed to donate the entire camp to our project, to our want and our desire to plant an indoor park in Green Bay. So besides just a skate park, there is a whole other component of GBASO that exists, and it's essentially we're sponsoring a culture of education and mentorship through the action sports. and giving kids tools and knowledge in regards to force and motion and friction and how to use their bodies to move through space and to confront fearful situations with confidence and not let that fear or hesitation knock them down. So we try to incorporate that into the learning process of skateboarding. And then through skateboarding or through the activity, it creates creativity. So there's also the creative side of GBASO where kids are working with media, video, using music, as well as murals and art on the walls. So it's a lot of being able to function through fear and also bolstering creativity through activity. And then we incorporate the education in and work with schools to talk to kids about force and motion and friction and give them a space where they can, essentially do hands-on learning outside of the classroom in a different environment that, kind of stimulates the learning process. Kids get excited about something, they're much more teachable, and they're much more, they have much more desire to learn and thirstier for knowledge.
And what does that mean for the community at GBASO to have people that will pass on what they've learned to other people?
I think that's important for our entire culture, not just here at GBASO, but we're creating that culture of mentorship where the kids want to share their knowledge with someone else. I think skateboarding does that somewhat organically. I feel like we just kind of facilitate that process happening and kind of set and lead by example, I guess, would be the best way to. So the other great part about GBASO is it's not just kids, it's families too. There's moms and dads participating with their kids, which grows their bond stronger. They learn together. So, having a parent who's able to learn something from their child is huge, that it takes down that wall of, the power over here and the submissive over here, and they become equal. Skateboarding kind of levels the playing field, so to speak. It transcends those boundaries of age and sex and race. All those things go away because, it's just the board and the wheels and the space. And I'm here every day, and so I witness this impact in families on a daily basis. So it's changes that are occurring in our community on a daily basis, and we're having a positive impact. Kids are becoming more confident in themselves. Their anxiety kind of melts away when they're able to be in control. And that's a lot of what we do to empower kids, is to show them that they are in control, that they have the ability to tell the skateboard what to do, not the skateboard telling them what to do. I don't know how to say it other than it gives them an amazing amount of confidence. I think a lot of skateboarders or people that are doing action sports or golfers can get frustrated a lot by the process and get a little bit emotional. So boards can get thrown, or when you fall, yelling loudly. All of those things are just like getting energy out and then, kind of pulling back and getting refocused. So I think a lot of that emotion that comes with it, or frustration or angst, is all kind of part of that learning process. Like trying to figure out yourself and try to get that control back. GBASO itself has been a very grassroots organization. We facilitated the donation of the camp. It was an all-volunteer effort to get those resources back to our community and rebuild. So with this park, we've truly grown from nothing to what we have now, 3 years in existence. What we'd like to do is more. We'd like to incorporate a technology lab where kids can go and take footage of whatever tricks they're learning, and then, take it and edit it and have an opportunity to learn how to edit and how to use music and video and how to color balance. And really utilize our facility for that educational component. Right now, because there's such a void of access in the Midwest, really, there's such a void of access that we have a logistics issue. We don't have enough space for all of the community that we support. And these are people who already exist in that skateboarding world. These are people who already know what they're doing and families that already travel to do it year round. So to have the ability to create more space or to grow the space where we can incorporate the learning and still have the access. Right now we fight with having to close the park down for certain programs and then limiting the access for the other people who use the park. So that's really what we'd be looking to do with the funds or any kind of resources at this point is to just take what we have and make it much better and make our impact that much stronger. I think members of the community, especially those that have the ability to support our cause, should really think in terms of legacy and the future, of these kids that are coming to the park. Yeah, I hate asking for money. I hate it. I don't know how to do it. If I was effective at it, I think we'd have a lot more. Really, I just want people to recognize the project for what it is, recognize that we're not just a skate park, that we're impacting the community and changing lives in a real way on a daily basis, and empowering not only young boys but young girls, and just the tools that this space provide. I don't know. It's hard to put into words just it's hard to even monetize what it is that we do, just because the impact is that powerful. And I think it's essential from a community standpoint that we build something that will be sustainable and will be here long term, and that will continue to grow and evolve, and not just fade away and leave kids without a space. And anybody that has the ability to donate, to contribute, we certainly would appreciate that, or we certainly appreciate that. Do it. Give. Dollars. Any organization or person that has the ability to support our cause, we really do appreciate it.